Sorry, I had a whole bunch of family here. Okay, ready for you.
All right, well, we'll go ahead and get started with a statement from Coach Barnes, and then just like with Sam, if we can use the raise hand function, and we'll get through it that way. Coach?
So I'm happy. We came out, out of here with a win. Not our best game of the season, but definitely some positives from it. I mean, holding UW to 7 points in the first half, I thought was big. But I think that us just kind of coming out with more fire, regardless of who we play, is a really important thing moving forward. So glad we won, but not our best game ever. Credit to Washington.
TJ?
Yeah, so your defense played pretty well for most of the game until probably the fourth quarter.
Third quarter.
Third quarter, okay. Third quarter. What they seem to be on point, but then usually it's your defense that sort of creates your offense. And today you really had a hard time creating that offense. What do you think was going on?
Yeah, I think that, early in the game, we just missed a lot of free throws. Mulkey changes a lot of shots around the rim. And, we're not used to playing against a 6'9" player. I mean, we know we do it or against Oregon State, but, she protects the basket really, really well. And I think it makes you alter shots on pull-ups, layups. I thought Shayna had some nice drives going by her, but difficult. And made us kind of settle a lot for jumpers. And I think it just wasn't our night from the perimeter. I don't think it's like anything bad. We still are good. We just didn't play our best. And I think the difference between good and great is who you're playing shouldn't dictate how you play. And I think that's what we're learning. We're learning that everybody's going to give us our best shot. We have a target on our back. So we have to learn how Arizona brings their best game every night, regardless of who we're playing, because it's not about other people, it's about us. And, we're not there yet, but we're getting there and moving in the right direction. And I was talking to one of the players earlier, and she reminded me, this time last year, we kind of hit a wall. This is that time of season where season is really long. You're kind of at the end, but you're not at the end. You've already been playing since, September. And so, it's like you've been practicing for September games since November. So this is that wall time. You see it all across the board. That's why you see so many upsets. So this is where you have to really bear down. And you got to do the little things and be consistent at them. And then you catch momentum. And we did the same thing last year right now. So now we're looking for the momentum part.
Chris?
You're on mute. Okay.
You mentioned that the team needs to come out with more, I guess, urgency. I'm sorry, I forget the word you used, but
yeah,
can you talk a little bit more about that? Because that did seem to be the struggle today, was to sort of play offensively with passion. I thought the defense was passionate.
Yeah, so our defense is really good to start the game, and our defense leads to a lot of offense for us. I just thought we didn't do a good job. We would turn them over, and then we couldn't convert. So I think just finding a way to finish the easy shots, like getting to the rim and then going up soft, or not finishing something easy, making your free throws. Those are little things that are separators. If we finish layups, make our free throws, and don't give threes, it's a totally different game. So I think that in the first half, our defense was on point. It was really good, but our offense wasn't good. So my philosophy is, so if you're not scoring, then don't let the other team score. So we did that for the first half, but we didn't do that for the second half. We weren't scoring, but we were letting them score. And that's credit to Washington. I thought they really punched us in the face in the third quarter. I thought they hit some shots. I thought they came out, Mulkey controlled the game from the first couple possessions, and then they got confident. But that's our fault for allowing them to do that. I feel like defensively, if we would have had the same intensity in the first half as we did in the first half, I don't think that would have happened. But I mean, credit to Washington, they played a good game.
Javier?
Yeah, Adia, as it turned out, Gisella's 8 points were critical for you guys. Just talk about how she was able to give that spark to you guys that you needed it.
Well, I've been trying to find time to use Gisela. I think sometimes it's just the experience in the game and the communication. So I've been wanting to find ways to play her. She spreads the floor. She's a really good defender, good on-ball defender, really athletic, and she has good length. So I think her shots were big. I thought she not only hit some shots, had some good passes, had some good offensive rebounds, and really brought us energy when we needed it. So I'm going to continue to find her minutes. She's the future. She's a 6'4", 3'4" or 4'3". So I think she has a bright future here, and I want Arizona and can continue to grow. And I think she has so much potential to be good. So giving her experience is really important.
PJ?
Bendu took that hard hit to her nose early on. First of all, how is she? And then she's like one of the toughest players I've ever seen. She takes hits and bounces back up, hits that other players wouldn't come back from. What do you see in her toughness?
Yeah, I mean, I love Bendu. I've known her for a long time. Love her game, love what she does. She continues to do that for us. She is tough. She's got a rock solid body, but she has a more incredible mentality. So Bendu brings that to us. She makes passionate plays. She dives on the floor. She can get kicked in the face or hit, she got a shoulder to the nose. She's fine. But then she'll come back in. That doesn't surprise me. Doesn't sit out of practice with something banged up because she wants it. And she's a really, really important part of this team in so many ways because of who she is and how she does things. So yeah, I wasn't surprised she came back in because I was actually gonna sit her. She's like, "No, I'm good." I was like, "Are you sure?" Because I would have been out for a week. But yeah, no, she's great.
Chris?
Sorry for the slow unmute there,
No,
Coach.
that's good.
Yeah, I know you've been coach there for a while and you come back to Seattle quite a bit, but I wonder when you do come back to Seattle, is there anything special about it? Are there any memories or have we moved on?
No, gosh, I have so many memories. I was like driving down memory lane today. Yeah, I mean, some of my biggest, most precious memories are here. I love this place. When we were here, this place was rocking. I remember having 10,000 people, and I was in Seattle 14 years, so this was like home to me. We still have our house here. My son was born here. Like I drove by the hostel I used to go to. We drove by, where we used to live. That's where everything kind of happened. That's where Salvo and my life started together. We got engaged here. So there's like a list that we got married on Lake Union. And actually we got married, our first little small intimate wedding was on a boat in front of Gasworks Park on the 4th of July. It was with Sue Bird and like Celeste and Lisa, they're owners of the Storm. So many amazing memories here. Like I love this place, all my old stomping grounds. I walked a little bit downtown because this is like, I lived in Queen Anne right up the street.
Right.
So I love this place, miss it. I don't miss the weather for sure. It's too gray. And they said, "Oh, it's a beautiful day." I'm like, "Oh, okay, sunshine Arizona's better." But I do love so many things about this city. It's an amazing city with great people.
Good luck this season, Coach.
Thank you.
Javier?
Hey, Adia, with that, the atmosphere that it was, did that affect you guys then? Because it didn't seem like it was very lively there. And I remember Luke back when they would travel to places where there were a lot of fans, it said that kind of effect because they were used to the big crowds in McHale. So I was just wondering if that was an issue.
Different. No, different. I thought they had a good crowd. I probably had 50 people here. No, I thought they probably had like 1,000, maybe 1,500. Like different because in McHale we have 7,000, 8,000, but that was not the reason why we had no energy. I would like to lie to you and say, "Oh, our flatness is because there was not a lot of crowd." That's not the reason. Our flatness is because of us. So we look inwards always. But no, I just, like for me, just loving here. And, some of my close friends are still working here. So I got to like go down memory lane and see everybody. I remember this place used to have 5,000, 6,000, 7,000 people. So I know that Tina is going to turn this around, and it takes time. Just like when I went to Arizona at first, it was the same. So it takes time to build things up. And that's like what we did when I was here at Washington. That's what I've done at Arizona. So I have faith that Tina will do that and get this place rocking again because Seattle loves women's basketball. And the Storm fans are just the best in the country. Well, one of the best in the country besides Arizona. So but I just like when for me personally, I love packed arenas like Oregon State because I love it for women's basketball and I love it for our conference. So I want like to see the Stanford crowds, Oregon State, because I want people to love women's basketball. In the Pac-12, we have a good product. So, but you got to win. And as you win, more fans come. You have to win.
PJ?
Yeah, I have two questions. First of all, how's Adia?
Aria's good. Aria's, didn't come on a trip because she hasn't had a lot of practices with contact, but she'll be back next week. So she'll be back in practice on Tuesday with contact, and then she'll play next weekend.
Okay. And what was your message to the team after the game?
Just to, talk about just bringing intensity from the get-go, understanding we have a target on our back, and it's not about who we're playing. It's about how Arizona plays and what do we have to do every day to get better, and how do we improve daily, and looking inward at ourselves, everybody improving on something to bring that energy and enthusiasm that we know we have and that we need to bring. And then just reminded of how we were at this point last year, the shift, and actually the players reminded us of that. And just, need to go out and just do it. And I think you don't get too high and too low. But, it's funny because we've lost 4 games this year. And to me, it feels like it's like 15. And it's like, I don't know why it feels like that. It shouldn't. And I know it's not like that. It's just, I think some of the wins this year have felt like losses because of our performance. But I have to take that with a grain of salt, and I have to remember, okay, how was it when I first got to Arizona? Like winning 2 games in a conference was like great. So I have to, like, hindsight's of course 2020, but I think that just me just loving the process. This is what it is. There's more pressure when you're a good team ranked and all these things. You just came to the championship, but we have work to do. And just there's going to be games where you play like this, but the bottom line is you figure out a way to win. And that's what we do. So you have to be happy about that as a coach.
Do we have any more questions for Coach Barnes? Awesome. Thank you, Coach. And
Thanks,
we'll talk to you
Chris.
guys on Sunday.
Thanks, Adia.
Okay,
Thank you.
bye. Bye.
All right. Should be good to go. All that being said, you guys can please use the raise hand function. And I will get to you guys in that order. PJ, if you want to get us started.
Sure. Sam, so offense was just a little really kind of rough for you today. You hit that 3 from the top of the key, and that sort of solidified the win, gave you the extended the lead and everything. What was going on out there for you today? Or what wasn't?
For me personally, or just as a team?
The team.
I just think, we got off to a slow start. We weren't necessarily hitting our shots. Our transition, we usually convert on our transition points. This time, we're missing layups, getting turnovers that we usually don't do, kind of out of character for us. So I think that kind of just threw us off our game a little bit. We tried to keep it with our defense by, only letting them score so little, but at the same time, we weren't scoring as much either. So it kind of was a slow game for us.
Javier?
Hey, Sam, the post game, was that just did she had to talk to you guys about some things how you guys played, or why was it so lengthy after the game?
Yeah, we just had to wait, had to do media on the court. And then of course we had some fans here, and then just, talking as a team, just, figuring out, because we want to win out the rest of these games. So just focusing on what we can do to help that and make sure that happens.
Chris?
Yeah, you held them to 7 points in the first half, regardless. What was going well for your defense? Regardless of how long your coach talked to you afterwards, you still won.
Yeah, I think we were just focused on pressing. We were trying to work on our traps a little bit more. A lot of teams kind of stray away from the on balls now because we do red a lot. So we were trying to, whatever opportunity we had to red and trap, we were really trying to do that. And so I think that's what helped us keep them to 7 points. And then we were rotating pretty well in the first half, I believe, on defense. And so I think that's what really helped us. Fortunately, we couldn't convert on the offensive side, but if they don't score and you don't score, it's going to be a tie ball game. So luckily we just got ahead of them first.
Javier?
Sam, can you talk about how Sanchez kind of gave you guys a lift there? I mean, those points were crucial as it turned out.
Yeah, Gisela came in and gave us great minutes. She's like a little energy booster for us. She's out there. She's not afraid to take those shots, not afraid to lock up the defenders. And she's also a more versatile post for us. So, she can guard the guards, guard the post. So she really did great for us, and lucky to have her this game, or else I don't know how it would have turned out. But she really gave us that spark that we needed.
PJ?
Bendu is, I think, the toughest player I've ever met. She always takes hard hits and usually just jumps up like the Energizer Bunny. Today she took that early one. It was a shoulder to the nose, and I don't know how anybody else could have walked off the court on their own accord, come back, iced it a little bit, and then gone out and played a game and played a good game.
Mhm.
What do you see day in and day out from Bendu, and what do you think makes her so tough?
Yeah, I mean, Benda's always tough in practice. She's always, never afraid to guard the best players. She guarded Haley Jones for Stanford, who's got some size on her. So Benda's just fearless, I feel like, and she plays like that too. She goes and gets the shots that she wants. She defends the way she wants. She really controls her own game and is very smart. I think she might have just been raised that way, just, working with trainers, going to all those growing up in Oregon. I think she was just born that way because when I first met her, she was tough. And when she was at Indiana, I know she was tough there too.
Chris? You're
Think
still
you're muted.
muted.
Sorry. Can you talk about the importance of the win? You guys were, right behind Oregon and right ahead of Washington State, who you play on Sunday.
Mhm.
I mean, in the end, regardless of how many points you scored, it was still an important victory, was it not?
Yes, very happy to get this win. I think from here on out, we just want to focus on getting the wins and doing whatever it takes to get the wins. It's not always going to be pretty, but very glad we got this one today. Of course, you don't want to lose to a team that's never lost or won a game before. They always have nothing to lose. That was like that my freshman year. So you just go in and you play and it's fun. So glad we got the win here. Another away game coming up soon. So we just got to take care of business at Washington State.
PJ?
Yeah, so 3 more games before the end of before you get to postseason.
Mhm.
Sort of where do you think you guys are, and where are you sort of mentally? You're 19-4, you're number 8 in the country. That you're probably gonna host. I mean, I would imagine it seems like you're gonna host the first 2 rounds of the tournament. What are you guys thinking about, and where do you think you are right now?
Yeah, I think we're very excited. I think we're a little anxious to get to the tournament play after being back or after going there last year. I feel like we're all excited to hopefully get there again today or this season, but we just have to, stay with the program and focus one game at a time, get those wins so we can really ensure our spot in hosting and obviously, of course, get a good seed because that really matters in the tournament. We see that now. So I think mentally we're just prepared. We're waiting. We want to play these games. We've been practicing all this time, playing Pac-12 schools for so long, especially for me, it feels like. So I'm ready to go play some new teams. And of course, hopefully win the Pac-12 tournament. That would be awesome. Never done that before when I was here. So hopefully we can go get that done. So we're very excited.
Any more questions for Sam? Awesome. Thank you, Sam.